Let's go. What up, everyone? This is Jim, JFX of 519, checking in at the end of December of 2025. I hope everyone's been well. It's been a big year with lots of waves, new ways of doing things, undoing things, shedding layers, and finding, I guess, like new footing, new sense of foundation. And if we're looking back at the journey of 2020, opening 519 School of Hip Hop, it is a 5-year mark that we've reached, and it's a big breath of fresh air that was taken like collectively with the community that's been helping form this group of individuals. Students, parents, teachers, adults, kids, community partners, and school boards are partners out in the education. And it's a ongoing thing that we are noticing, right? If it's like not already in place, talking about, okay, how do we make hip hop more accessible? By the way, we're just talking about hip hop. I'm just here, just reflecting, documenting, journaling on my own individual, like personal journey as a Korean immigrant, Canadian, b-boy, artist, entrepreneur, but also a student of this culture called hip hop. And I'm gonna talk more about it. Like, what is hip hop? Like, let's talk about it, right? Is it just a genre of music? Is it rap? Is rap even poetic, like rhythm and poetry, or is it just categorized as a new pop musical genre, where mumble rap, or just this sort of like, I guess like popularized hits that are coming out, not from the point of making a statement with your storytelling, rocking the mic, being a wordsmith. Anyways, I'm rambling on about the art of poetry and storytelling, and we have the musical factor, musical component, the element of DJing, music production, that serves a bigger purpose for MCs, dancers, partygoers, and it's infusing all those elements in a way that's rebellious, that is empowering, that is also very stylistic and attractive for some people to hop on. It being hip, the new, what's sort of hopping right now, what's trending, what's popping, and the hop being represented by any sort of movement, whether it's just a quick fad, it's the online, let's go viral dance challenge era, whether it's actually consciously paying attention to the changes that are happening around yourself, others, and holding yourself and the community counterpart accountable for keeping up with these changes. Are you staying aware, alert, woke, hip to this sort of new movement? So, as I like to emphasize that point of having a cultural foundation and a solid understanding of where it comes from, with its ties of like social political movement, the musical influence that shaped the dancing, party dancing, club dancing, and street dancing. It's all very, very important to include in your education. It doesn't matter if you're teaching hip hop, just hip hop as a dance genre, because that is, again, another conversation topic where what is hip hop dancing? Commercialized, hip hop urban movement does not always qualify as a authentic, true hip hop dance, where it comes from the street, the grooves, the freestyle element that is very, very prominent in their expression, individual expression, as opposed to a team choreographed production for the audience's pleasure from the optics lens. Because it's gotta look good if people are paying money for it, if you want to make a commercial out of it. But culturally speaking, I think there is a whole lot of opportunity for everyday people, but also if you're in the position of education, especially arts and dance, cultural education, let's bring that up for discussion. Are your teachers for hip hop program at your studio, at your school, familiar with even the origin story and the history and the significance of hip hop as a cultural movement before it became a very commodified, overly centralized movement that is so far removed from the roots of where it came from? So that is the big pocket of discussion we could have around the dance world under the hip hop umbrella. But hip hop is a culture, it's a lifestyle, it's a avenue for self-expression, it's a community building tool, and it's about peace, love, unity, promoting having fun while having the choice to dive into any world that is like visual art, graffiti, writing, tagging, stylized lettering. And then we got the poetic component, which is more of a rap, emceeing, creative writing, rhyming, rhythmic reading that we would do here at the studio. Getting anyone and everyone to read your text out loud. Read anything you see on a piece of paper out loud, but on beat, so that you're locked into this groove, this rhythmic foundation of what an MC is supposed to do on the ones and twos. Just 1, 2, rhythmic reading. And then we got the art, music, poetry, so you can see how the blending of the music and the poetry side of it, while being more physically attached and involved and invested, is what makes the dancing part more grounded and connected to the overall music, the musical background. So hip hop covers all of that if you really think about what that word, that phrase hip hop entails. And I think it's just simply important to ask these questions like, how are you teaching hip hop? What will we learn in your hip hop class? Is your hip hop program going to even mention breaking, the original form of hip hop dancing, and the origin stories of breaking, rocking, anything that predates the current modern world dance, hip hop dance? So, when it comes to discussing about the familiarity, everyone is different. Where one might be highly exposed at an early age to somewhat like immerse yourself into that world of hip hop through the lens of breakdancer, pop and locker. Back in the 80s, everyone was doing it, and that's cool too. I remember why not mentioning that, the heads from that era, if they refer to it as breakdancing, let them. To them, that's what it is. Of course, we can try to offer that current view on, it's called b-boying or b-girling or breaking. Breakdance is a commercial term. True, but not every instance where someone says breakdancing is going to be an opportunity to shut that person down, to just correct them into saying, oh, you haven't moved on yet, or it's called breaking now. It was always breaking. And I think that, right now what we're seeing, especially even after the Olympics last year in 2024, where Phil Kim, Wizard, from Canada brought home the gold medal for Canada, people still don't know about it, anything about it. There's still people that just find out through us that that's what took place last year in the summer. So there's a lot of work ahead, I believe, and for me personally, it's a huge honor, it's a blessing, and you know, it clearly is a big passion of mine to just continue pursuing this, into making this space more accessible for others, but also myself to be more creative, just freely express, document the journey and the process, and really just keep stepping outside of the comfort zone. Keep making videos, keep posting it, and I'm telling myself every time I do this, especially, that I'm holding myself accountable for continuation of these videos. It's been amazing to just connect with people that I wouldn't have met otherwise, you know, the world of Instagram and YouTube. So it is a world that I am excited to dive more into, but that deep dive as usual is going to take time, and that's what we stand to do as well in terms of offering more education and resources around hip-hop as a culture, as a movement, but also, you know, mentorship around what the youth, the children and the youth need to learn at this stage. Of course, like financial literacy, I think tied to career studies. I never liked that title, but it is important to just talk about what your passions are. Asking more questions about what would you like to do? What kind of support do you need? What kind of resources could we look into together? And that youth development, community development is the type of work that I realize that I've been, you know, doing for longer than I think. So how it's impacting the way we're moving through the community under the guise of 509 School of Hip Hop. It's very refreshing. There's a lot of, like, you know, healthy measures of validation that people are still just finding out about us, and that would not be as easily possible without someone like myself or others around the 509 space to keep sharing what they're experiencing through their time here. So, hitting about 12-13 minutes here. I'm gonna wrap up this video, but we got some more videos on some mobility drills, breaking, fundamentals for the street dance, the bounce rock groove series. We got some training for adults who want to do a little bit of a cultural deep dive on all things hip hop. So it'll include DJing, learning the basics of turntablism, mixing, scratching, learning a little bit about the poetry, the writing side of it, and you know what it takes to be an MC. World of graffiti, visual art. I think it starts with something as, you know, simple as a paint night, where we're bringing folks in to experiment with different mediums, you know, other than just dance that we're very used to. Making beats any day, all day. We're down for making beats and eating pizza. So welcome to come through. Last but not least, we're gonna do lots of grooves: street dance, breaking, break dance, popping, freestyle. If that's what you're into, you know how to find us. 509 School of Hip Hop, schoolofhiphop.ca. This is JFX, just Freely Expressing. Signing out. Happy Sunday, whenever it is that you're watching. Peace.